I want to start this one with a quote I find really interesting, and it's persistence is the mother of personal growth. Now, this is something I've really struggled with personally for the entire time of me trying to improve, of not feeling like I'm doing enough, not feeling like I'm getting there, and it just feels like, why is it not happening quicker? Why am I not getting there faster? And it can get really frustrating actually to feel like you're not getting where you want to go as fast as you want to get there. And I think it's good sometimes to remind yourself that ultimately these things just take time. It really does just take time. And I want to say this because I feel like this is what I needed to hear at the start of me doing this, of understanding that this just does take time, and it takes multiple efforts. It takes so many failures just to get to the next step. Not to where you want to go, to the next step. It just takes work, and it really is. When you set off to do anything worth doing, it's a pilgrimage. It's like a life journey. I feel with self-improvement and what that's kind of refined down to for me is just a way of life now. It's not about improving to this end goal. There is no such thing. It's not an end goal. It's a way of being. And I know people say about enjoying the journey, not the goal, and it kind of comes down to that. But I mean, in some ways, the goal is the journey. That's what the goal is. The goal is to do these things and to experience these things. That's the goal. We think that ultimately it comes down to this one. If you want to be a millionaire, whatever, whatever your goal is, if you want to be that, you think that the kind of road ends when you get it. And it just doesn't. It doesn't end for one, because the goal just doesn't end. That's not the way the mind works. The mind constantly wants to get more. So you need to come into terms with the fact that actually the beauty and the joy is in the growth, and just being persistent and patient with what you're doing is all you can do. And I know it's hard, and I know it's not something that you go, oh, Tom said that, now I can do it, I get it. You're not going to come away from this and have a complete warp of mindset. You need to hear things like this, think about them a little bit. It will fall out of your head. You might come back to it in a few months' time, or you might hear something similar again in a few months' time. And you hear these sort of things, and life happens to you, and eventually it clicks. And I just want to say, basically encapsulating that, of be persistent, accept that you're not going to get things first time, you're not going to get them the 10th time. You have to fail and fail and fail and fail and experience things every single day until it comes right. And it does come right. I know it comes right. I feel it comes right. I know I can say from experience it comes right. But don't beat yourself up about it. It takes time, and you will get there. As long as you keep persistent, as long as you keep working on things, and as long as even after you make mistakes, just get back on the horse and just keep going. It's a journey, and it takes time to realise that, but if you keep going, you will realise it eventually. So